How real is this? How real is this? What's good, everybody? Back in the studio. I ain't posting a long time. I ain't posting a minute. But I gotta stay consistent with it. with the podcast shit. Welcome to another episode, another edition of the No Signal Podcast. Give it up. Round of applause. But, excuse me, y'all. But, welcome, everyone. If I met y'all this weekend, appreciate y'all for the interview. Appreciate y'all for y'all time. But, yeah, pretty much Mamba weekend. A bunch of Mamba days full of productivity. Full of just getting after it. You know what I mean? Highly relatable on a day like today. You know what I mean? But real quick life update. You know what I mean? Ain't shit been going on with me. Just been working, going to, school and stuff like that in the nighttime. Yeah, don't really have like a topic to talk about today. I was just going to update y'all over the weekend, give y'all some story times and shit. Because Friday after work, I was dead tired. I'm not even going to lie to y'all, man. I was dead fucking tired. Got home from work like 1:40 or like 1:40-ish or like 2. Whatever, showered real quick, got my equipment ready, my camera, my microphone, all that shit. Got my bag ready and stuff. Had to make sure my phone was charged because I knew I was going to be outside. I knew I was going to be on it all the time. What else? Just made sure I got my essentials ready and stuff. So headed out to LA on Friday. It was about 2-ish. I want to say 2. So I got there and it was like 3-ish. You know what I mean? Like 3. But it was like just like a straight solid hour getting there. Like, not that much traffic. The only traffic I got was when I got to LA, was when I got in LA. And it was just like 10, 15 minutes of traffic, and then that was it. But other than that, man, it was a good time for Friday. It was a good day on Friday. Because, they had like a bunch of, like, not a bunch of people in already, but they had like a good amount of people inside already. Like, already, like, checking out the festivities and stuff. And, I'm not going to say it was like crammed up, but it was just like, like a bunch of heads and stuff, like a bunch of the kids and, like some of the players and stuff like that. And, like a bunch of family members and obviously the employees and stuff. But for the most part, it was like older people there and stuff like that. It was like a bunch of obviously like kids and stuff because of the high school talent. But not only that, like also, just like real like young kids and shit. And, but Friday I got there and I like called my mom. I checked out the, Kobe and Gigi statue, which was awesome. That shit was awesome. It was great. Like you walk up and you could smell the flowers. You could smell the, aroma of flowers. You could smell the flowers aura. That shit is funny. Like, I think it's funny how like trends come out like that and shit. Like, not the whole like, oh, it's very demure and all this shit. Like, yo, whoever says that shit, fuck out of here, bro. That shit is fucking whack. That shit is phony. But anyways, to continue on. Excuse me, y'all. Had a long day today. But yeah, I ended up getting there right when I got to LA. Got the parking, and I went to get a hot dog from the stand, like the ladies and stuff like that. So I got one, and that shit was fire. So that shit lasts me, and that was like the last thing I ate throughout the whole day. And as I got in, I was like, at first I was like, oh, like a little like edgy, like a little sketch and stuff like that. Like, oh shit, there's a lot of people and stuff like that, and I'm gonna be vlogging and doing interviews and stuff like that. Like, I was pretty much like making up like scenarios in my own head, you know what I mean? Like, But that's like obviously like I'm pretty sure everyone else does that. Like we create this whole like imagination in our head, like, oh, someone's gonna say this, someone's gonna say that. Obviously people are gonna say shit, but that's just, human nature. People are gonna say something if you're, you know, if you're out here with a camera, oh, talking to people, asking for interviews and stuff. But other than that, I had a good time. I sat down like to watch a game for a couple minutes and stuff, and I was sitting next to a scout. Come to find out, he's a scout from Cal State Fullerton. Cause I got there and I was like, oh shit! Like I seen hit like the F on his shirt, and I was like, oh, are you a scout? And he was like, yeah, I am. And I was like, oh, okay. And I asked him, I was like, oh, as a scout, what do you look for? Do you look for the production, like, oh, however much points this person gets, or do you look for like winning plays, making the right moves, making the right, high IQ plays, or just like, just like I said, productivity, like more points, more assists, more rebounds, stuff like that. He's like, oh yeah, for me, I look for who's making the right plays, who's actually giving the extra effort. Like he gave me like a real like detailed answer and shit. And I was like, oh shit. Like I was like right there, like chopping it up, trying to pick his brain a little bit. But after a while I ended up like going, going away, and then I ended up like uh doing interviews and stuff like that. But I tried to get into like the line, because they had two lines. They had line for the sneakers, but the sneakers app, like whoever won off the sneakers app gets the Kobe's there, like just pick it up, which I think was stupid as fuck, because like why have shoes there if no one can go in there and buy them, shit like that, you know what I mean? But like I said in the vlog, if y'all ain't watched the vlog, it's on my channel. Just go on my channel. It's the vlog 832 30 823 24. That was Friday's video. And that's when I was commenting about the shoe game and stuff like that. Like, yo, the shoe game is fucked, bro. Like, you have to deal with a bunch of resellers and fucking have to go through an app, what gives you a fucking low percentage chance of actually getting the shoe. Don't matter if you have the money or not. Like, either way, it's not gonna, be in your favor and shit like that. It's almost like a 70-30 chance, you know what I mean? So it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, not even 50-50. From what I tried, I tried to get a bunch of shoes before. I tried to get the KDs, the KD Galaxies. I still need to get me a pair. I want to get me some KD 4s. Obviously, they're coming out with the Nerf KDs, I believe, sometime this year. But man, I just miss those fucking days where you just go in a Foot Locker, go into any shoe store, fucking Champs, whatever the fuck, and you just go in, oh, see the Kobe, oh, can I try it on? Try it on real quick. Oh shit, I like it. Oh yeah, I'll copy it. I'll ring it up, shit like that. I miss those days, bro. Especially when I see those pictures of like, they're not even like memes. They're just like old fashioned pictures of like 2010, 2013, a bunch of like Kobe's on the shelf, a bunch of LeBron's, KD's on the shelf. I never really, you know, got any pairs of LeBron shoes like that. I was mainly just copping a bunch of KDs and a bunch of Kobe's and stuff. Like I had asked the people in the vlogs like, oh, what's your favorite Kobe of all time? Kobe sneaker, shit like that. Mine is a toss up between like the 8s and like the 7s and 8s. It's got to be a toss up between the 7s and 8s. I like the 7s because it had you could take out the outsole, you could take out the outsole, replace it with the other one that comes in the box and stuff. I have it. I still have a pair, but it's the Concord ones. But they're like yellowish. They're all yellow nowadays and shit like that. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Fucking what else? What else was I gonna say? What else was I gonna say, man? I like those, especially like the certain type of colorways and stuff, because I know they came out with some like Nike Elite pack. It was like the KDs, the Kobe's, and the LeBrons. It was like the Nike Elite pack or some shit like that. But I had me those. It was like the black and gold ones. So those are fire. And I had the poison dart frogs, the sharks. Poison dart frogs, man. I had I will go stupid with the fits, man. I remember there's a picture on my Instagram. It's like me like in a diamond shirt or something like that. Back when diamond was fucking back when everyone was rocking diamond, bro. Everyone was rocking diamond, obey, hundreds, fucking active and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like active. Hey, if y'all from the IE, y'all know about active. But yeah, man, like it was just a bunch of, you know, a bunch of different variations of Kobe colorways, man. Like the cheetahs. I didn't have the cheetahs, but that's like one of the on the Predator pack. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, the Predator pack. The sharks, poison dart frogs, the cheetahs. There was like two different types of cheetah colorways, I believe. It was like the Christmas one and the like the what is it? The brown, like it had like cheetah brown cheetah print on it and shit like that. But yeah, man, and then like the Kobe 8s. Oh, man, I love the Kobe 8s, bro. Like that was like I think that was the time when like Kobe went like overseas and like started, linking up with soccer players and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't say like Ronaldinho because that was like earlier on in his career, I believe. But either way, that's when he got like influenced by the soccer shoes, and then wanted to take that like how do you say take a piece of that and then transfer it over to the basketball world and stuff like that. And that's like, and I was talking to bro, well, one of the dude I like, met over there, and I like, became cool with him. We became friends and shit like that. And we were just like chilling like throughout the day and shit like that, just walking around and stuff. He ended up leaving earlier than me, so I was like, all right, bro, like I'll catch you. I'll see you later. But other than that, man, yeah, it's like, what was I saying? Something about the Kobe 8s. And then what was I saying? Because I remember I was talking to bro about it. I don't know. It's gonna hit me right now. It's gonna catch in my head right now. But yeah, just the Kobe 8s, man. I love the Kobe 8s. Oh, I was telling him about the how back then the sneakers used to be so light, like the D Rose 9.8. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you remember back then when the shoes used to be so light, like 9.8, the Derrick Rose and like the Kobe 8s. Like those are like the lightest basketball shoes you could ever like come up with and shit like that. Especially the Kobe 8s, man. The Kobe 8s was like literally a basketball sneaker just in soccer form, like low top, like will hug your foot at all times and shit. Like the grip was insane, like because you're so low to the ground, so like the grip was just like eat, like, you know what I mean? Like eat. But yeah, man, that day was cool. I ended up interviewing like Cassie Athena, obviously famous NBA photographer, very well known. She was cool. She was a real nice lady. And the dude she was with too, like, her friend she was with, he was dope too. He was, giving detailed answers and stuff like that. Appreciate it. And then I interviewed Matt Barnes' son, one of the Carter, I was gonna say Carter boys, but Carter Barnes, you know what I mean? One of the Barnes boys. I even said it. I was like, all right, got me one of the Barnes boys. And he was like, yeah, Carter Barnes. And I was like, oh, shit, say less. But, yo, that was so dope because I asked him, I was like, what's your favorite, like, Kobe quote? You know what I mean? Like, I asked him, obviously, the favorite Kobe memory. So he was saying, like, oh, that 2009 chip that he won, with his stepdad, Derek Fisher and stuff like that. But he also dropped that gem where he said, I asked him, I was like, what's your favorite Kobe quote? And he said, oh, Kobe told me one time when he was training me, he said, oh, be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I was like, oh, shit, that's a good gem. In the moment, I didn't hear it because obviously we were next to the speaker and shit like that. And I didn't really know if the microphone caught it like that and shit like that. So, yeah, he dropped that. And I was just like, oh, shit. Like as I was editing, I, got a chance to realize what he said in that moment, and I was just like, oh shit, like that's a good quote, that's a good one, I'm gonna write that down. But yeah, man, shout out to Carter Barnes, man. Shout out to Carter Barnes. I believe the other Barnes twin, I believe he was in the hospital or something like that because he ended up like what they had to take his appendix out and stuff like that, which is crazy, bro. Because I'm like, damn, that's insane. But I see now Matt Barnes' Instagram that son is home safe. Shout outs to them, man, for real. Shout outs to everyone in general. I already said it, but still, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for y'all time. In latest news, I believe like, what are they talking about? They're not talking about too much. I believe KG came out saying that Giannis is not top 4 in the league or some shit like that. I seen it earlier and I was like, damn. Let me look that up because I have a feeling I know where that came from. Well, first off, this fool it says Lakers are reportedly eyeing Luka Doncic as their franchise player, as their next face of the franchise after LeBron James retires. Luka is staying in fucking Dallas. Luka's staying in Dallas. He's meant to stay in Dallas. You think that Dallas is gonna get the next great foreign player to come overseas in exchange for Dirk? Leaving their franchise. You think they're gonna give away their like replacement, or they're just like switch? Cause Luka already like it. What has it been like 5 seasons already in the league? Already won finals appearance. You know what I mean? Same thing as Jason Tatum, I believe. Well, Jason Tatum was drafted before Luka, obviously, but at the same time, it's like, wait, was he? If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, he was. Yeah. Yeah, Luka was drafted, I think, a year after Jason Tatum, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Luka was drafted in 2019 and Jason Tatum 2018. Yeah. Because I remember Jason Tatum was in the same draft as Lonzo. So, yeah, it was Markelle Fultz, Lonzo, and then Tatum. I was going to say Jaylen Brown, but not Jaylen Brown was, like, drafted with around, like, same time Brandon Ingram was drafted, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, man, I feel like Luka has a chance to do what Tatum did. Get to the finals, lose. Oh, okay, we'll get back. And then, get back there at some point in his career. I believe within the next 2 seasons, Luka should be in the finals again. I believe this season he has a chance. They got a chance if they get more pieces, good enough pieces and stuff like that. And also the following year, same thing. Obviously, if he stays healthy and if he actually plays defense and if he trusts in his teammates, if they, just move the ball a lot more and shit like that, give everyone touches and stuff. Because that's when Dallas was great, when everyone will get touches and everyone will get their share of the ball, their share of some points. Because I noticed that, the first quarter it's Kyrie's turn or it's Luka's turn, and in the fourth quarter or the first 2 is either of their turn, and in the third and fourth quarter is one of theirs. They switch off, and then Luka or Kyrie, they end up putting in most of the production and stuff like that. But yeah, that shit is I think that's a dumb wasted report right there, because ain't no fucking way that Dallas is gonna give away their player like that. Especially come on, bro. Luka, we talking about Luka right now. But what other news? Anthony Edwards coming out saying some shit about what is it? He said some shit about Jordan, saying that I don't know what it was. I'm gonna have to go back in the archives, bro. Cause Anthony Edwards saying something about Jordan was the only one with skill, and I guess kind of throwing shade to Magic, not really throwing shade, but just pretty much not being ignorant, but just avoiding what Magic done during that time and shit like that. And what is it? Magic Johnson came out because it says in response to Anthony Edwards' comments on there not being skilled players back in the day. Yeah, pretty much what I was saying. Kind of ignoring what Magic Johnson did around that time and shit like that. Magic Johnson said, I never respond to a guy who's never won a championship. He didn't win a college championship. I don't even know if he won a high school championship. That's a hot take. Hot response right there by Magic Johnson. But at the same time, like, that's just Ant. That's just Ant as a, that's just his character, always talking like that. Not always talking like that, but I'm just saying, like, he's, got that little ignorance to him and stuff like that, or arrogance. But that's with every one of the greats. They're they're like some form of arrogant or ignorant stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna see because what's his name? Anthony Edwards. He was what, 1 win away. I believe he was 1 win away. If not, I think it was Game 7. Yeah, he was 1 win away from getting to the finals. From getting that fucking chip. I feel like if Minnesota were to go to the finals, goddamn, excuse me. I feel like if Minnesota were to go to the finals, it would be like a balanced matchup between them and Boston. You know what I mean? Because they got size, obviously, with Gobert, Cat, Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels, real lengthy, small forward, stuff like that. Anthony Edwards will use his quickness, but at the same time, I don't feel like Anthony Edwards will be like, you know, understand the flow of the game, the rhythm of the game, or not the rhythm, but the flow of the game, like the fast paced, high intensity of a finals game. Because obviously, like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they've been there already. They experienced that against Golden State, so they know like, oh, all right, we got to lock in, we got to go extra hard, like 100% every possession. Like go hard every possession. Because I was watching, parts of the finals and stuff like that, but throughout like watching it, Jaylen Brown was like going like extra hard, like he was putting in extra effort, like trying to jump up, second jump on the rebounds and stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much how they ended up winning that shit. But yeah, I feel like Anthony Edwards, like he'll show the same like, what is it, like, not discomfort but just like exhaustion. Yeah, exhaustion. He'll show the same exhaustion as if he were in the finals. You know what I mean? Like that's why when he lost in the finals, they asked him like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Better next season to, or what are you gonna do next in the off season to better next season?" One of the questions, and then he said, "Oh, something, something. I think I'm gonna go back to my old, college days and stuff like that. Just get my stamina up." And that's pretty much all it is. It's just getting your stamina up, because obviously, like on the basketball court, you running back and forth. You just a constant run back, run over here. Oh, okay, they missed a shot. Run back. Oh, okay, they missed a shot. Oh, okay, got to run back again. Oh, okay, they made a shot. Oh, okay, like, and then I see them jogging back, like like shit like that. But now they need to like put in that extra effort and stuff like that, because make those winning plays and stuff. But yeah, KG said something. I don't know. I can't find it right now, and I don't want to take the time to like look for it. I'm gonna try one more account to see where I found it on, and if it's not on here, then I don't know. Cause KG. Oh yeah, Anthony Edwards said they say it was tougher back in the day. He said they say it was tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody had skill back then. Jordan was the only one that really had skill. So that's why when they saw Kobe, they were like, "Oh my God." They were like, "Oh my God," but now everybody has skill. But I don't know. I don't know, that's tough. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find that meme. Not the meme, or the quote that KG came out and said that something about Giannis, that he's not like, that there's like, he's like top five, but he's at the end of the top five. You know what I mean? Like he said, there's like Cat, there's Embiid, there's Jokic, and there's someone else or some shit like that, like AD or something like that in front of Giannis. But Giannis, I feel like he's up there. Like when he's healthy, bro. When like Giannis is healthy, and there's like fucking obviously like when the stakes are high, when the game is on the line, like he actually like, you know, gets aggressive, and he like not overachieves or under, like, I'm not saying overachieves or underachieves, but I'm just saying he actually like uh puts in his side of the effort. I feel like him and Damian Lillard just needed more time to get that connection, you know, to understand each other, understand each other's game when they themselves, need the ball at certain times when they, share the ball and stuff like that. Like, hey, pass it in the post. Like, get me on the post. Oh, all right, but I was open on the 3, shit like that. But yeah, man, I feel like that's it. I didn't elaborate too much on the Kobe event on the 8/24 date because it was like kind of like BS. Not BS, but it was just like wild, bro. Like, I got there and I had the same wristband. Like, I had a green wristband from the day before, and I tried to show up again. They're like, oh, that's yesterday's wristband. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what do you want me to do? They're like, oh, you got to go to the end of the line. And I'm like, fuck. So I was walking to the end of the line. Like, I was like, man, got to take the L. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was thinking, like, oh, if I have to go to the end of the line, I'm going to just, like, interview people in line, stuff like that, get, a couple answers from people, and then just, boom, just head out, But, it wasn't like that this time. It wasn't like that. I showed up, they're like, oh, got to go to the end of the line. While I was walking to the end of the line, I seen the young kids, that I interviewed and stuff like that in the 8/23 video. And then they were like, oh, something. Oh, when are you going to upload that video? When are you going to upload that video? And I was just like, oh, man, like, it's up right now. Shit. I was like, oh, it's up right now. Shit, you can check it out. And then, no, I didn't say that. I was like, oh, like, I'm gonna edit it tomorrow. I told them, I was like, I'm gonna edit it tomorrow. And they were like, oh, okay. And then I was just right there in line, like, chilling with them. I was like, oh, telling them what happened. I showed up with the wristband, whatever. They sent me back. And I was like, shit, is it all right if I chill right here with y'all? And then he was like, yeah. So I just straight, like, finessed the fucking, like, long-ass line from way back there to, like, chop it up with the bros and stuff like that, with the homies and little homies and stuff. So I did that. And then when I got in, it was like kind of like empty-ish. You know what I mean? There wasn't that much people and shit. So I was like, man, what the fuck? Like, what do I do now and shit? But because it wasn't as like, crowded. Not crowded, but it was like, like a good amount of heads in there. Like, it wasn't too crammed, but it was just crowded. I'm going to just say that. Just crowded in general. And then what else happened? And then what did I do? I got in there, and then I got a bag, whatever, took some pictures and stuff like that. And then, and then I went to the shirt customization, and I got my sister one. This is mine right here. This is the one I got. Rest at the end, not in the middle. And they say you could put stuff on the sides, but I didn't want stuff on the sides. So in the back, I got the Mamba logo, Mamba Mentality logo. But that was pretty much it, man. I ended up getting my interviews in, and then just ended up dipping out. And then I went to go eat some tacos at some taco place over here in La Puente and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like we can wrap it up here, y'all. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. And yes, sir. Be sure to love yourself before you love anyone else. Peace. One love, man. Straight up. Thanks for watching. Also, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, follow me on my socials. Instagram, Twitter, No Signal Mondo. Podcast IG, No Signal Pod. Spotify, No Signal Podcast. And my stream, kick.com/BeanMondo.